ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot about Korea at the moment, North and South, and Donald Trump. This brings back memories to me of a day when the government of North Korea suddenly required me or asked me to go to North Korea. This was not expected. I had no idea really where North Korea was very much. I was in Zimbabwe at the time, and I came home at lunchtime, and my wife said, "Oh, that these North Koreans had turned up from the North Korean embassy." I said, "What did they want?" They said it was something to do with speech writing for the president. So they decided we agreed they should come the next day. They came to my house the next day, and they said, "We'd like you to come to North Korea to rewrite the president's speeches in colloquial English." I said, "Oh, right, yeah." I said, "The question is, when do you want me to go?" And they said, "Tomorrow." I said, "Well, there is a slight problem about that, and that is that I'm here in Zimbabwe on a contract. I can't suddenly go tomorrow." And I then did a little bit of research. I found there was no British embassy there in North Korea. And I also was rather suspicious of Robert Mugabe, because I had written a book, or rather, I wrote the book later on, but I was at that time working as a stringer, that is a freelance correspondent, and sending out stuff about Zimbabwe to my newspaper. So I turned them down, and in a way I was rather pleased I did, because I think that I might have just disappeared into North Korea if I had gone there, and no one would have seen me again. But still, just on the matter of the nuclear armories of North Korea and so on, I just say that my view is that everybody's getting too worked up. America has always wanted a monopoly for nuclear weapons. That is why, immediately after World War II, the United States refused to allow the British scientists to be given the data they'd worked on in World War II to create the first atomic bomb. And Britain had to, in order to get an atomic bomb, Britain had to do all the research again without the benefit of any notes from the Americans, although we had actually created the atomic bomb. So the Americans tried to push the British out first. They pushed the Russians out, but Stalin found out all about it anyway. And they didn't particularly like the French coming in either. But that's the world power situation, and America has got this overwhelming armory. China then became nuclear armed, and of course Kim Il-sung, I think I've said the wrong name, Kim Jong-il, he just wants to be on the same sort of platform as China, I guess. If he were attacking a country, there'd be something to get worked up about. As all of his things are merely tests, like we used to do at Christmas Island, I don't see why people are remotely bothered. And I think Donald Trump all the Americans need to calm down, because if they carry on into their ferocious hysteria, they may well push the world into nuclear war.